Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebel Racing Network and the AERA Cup Series. I'm your commentator tonight, Austin Householder. We're coming to you live from Kansas Speedway, a 1.5 mile oval located in Kansas City, Kansas, where these drivers are going to be competing in the second round of their chase for the Cup. The weather tonight, it is 79 degrees out, partly cloudy. The track temperature sitting at a nice warm 103 degrees, and that track is going to be a handful for these drivers as they navigate it for 135 laps tonight. And looking at the scoreboard right now, no surprise here, Seth LaCroix sitting near the top of the scoreboard. In that he's actually driving the one Traeger car today. Will show up as the 88 on your scoreboard, though. He is currently sitting second in practice with a best time of 30.22, 2/100ths of a second off of our our leader throughout practice, John Ross in the 44, currently not out on track. It does appear that we do have a couple of issues here with the paint schemes loading. We're going to go ahead and try and refresh that and get that updated for you guys. But we will give you a quick breakdown of the points here. And we've had some shakeups in the points. David Joyner moving to the top of the scoreboard with 2,170 points. Dawson Price up 2 positions with 2,132 points. Tristan Haynes moves up to third, up 4 positions with 2,125 points. Joshua Edmonds in fourth with 2,120 points. Alex Pelican up to fifth now with 2,118 points. Seth LaCroix losing 5 positions with 2,117 points. And we spoke to him last week. He said he has to win out if he wants a shot at the championship here. Wesley Carter going to drop back to 7th with 2,110 points. Omar Rodriguez Jr. maintains 8th with 2,109 points. Joseph Miller up to 9th with 2,099 points. And Joseph Truskowski drops back to 10th with 2,095 points. So that that chase for the Cup heating up. David Joyner and Dawson Price, the 2 favorites to win it right now. But Dawson Price, Tristan Haynes have a tall order to fill. 40 points separating them from David Joyner. But they may be able to make it up this week. I do not see David Joyner listed as an entry just yet. He may be a late entry. So if he does make it, he will be at a disadvantage not getting the practice in here. And Curtis Stanford saying he wish he could have been here. Unfortunately going to work, but he's going to cheer on Wesley Carter tonight. Glad to have you at least watching, Curtis. And with that, practice is going to come to an end. And a quick update on the rules for tonight's event. These drivers are going to be given 6 sets of tires, 65% fuel, and as always, no quick repairs to get this one done. The pit window appears to be about lap 38 or 39 on fuel. So they have enough to make it to the end of stage 1, only consisting of 33 laps, but they will have to pit during stage 2, stage 2 will come to an end at lap 74. And now Seth LaCroix coming on track for his qualifying run. And yes, there is, Curtis, a lot on the line here today. And we are going to try and get trading paints updated here. All right, and that'll get it updated. Seth LaCroix back in his 88. But the first times are coming in. Jackson Sibley in that 20 car sitting in the pole position for the time being. And Hunter Geyer coming out strong, a 30.449 from that 2 car, but it's not going to last. LaCroix going to take over that top spot. Hunter Geyer, we saw him last night in the Atkins 125, looking very strong, especially on the short runner. He found something that the other drivers did not in the late model. We'll see if he can do that here tonight. Now that we go back to this Cup Series car. Looks like Geyer's finished up his qualifying run, currently sitting in second. LaCroix also bringing his run to a close here. We've got Jerry Ward in the 89 on track now. And an update in the top 5, the Price brothers, Connor Price in the 48, Dawson Price in the 24, making their way into the top 3, respectively. Connor Price in second, Dawson in third. Checking in with Eric Rodeman. He currently sits in 10th, and looks like we still have 5 cars left to make their way on track for qualifying. Here comes the 57 of Joseph Treskowski now. As Joseph Treskowski pulls out on track, Jerry Ward still turning laps. Looks like he wants a little bit more practice in, and he's going to use his qualifying session to get that practice. Dawson Price looks like he is going to do the same here. This time is starting to wind down, and we are going to head down trackside for our opening ceremonies presented by AERA Flyovers. At this time, please stand as you are able. Remove your hats, place your hand over your heart, and veterans render a hand salute as the United States Marine Corps Band performs our national anthem. All right, and we are back, folks. Qualifying has come to an end. We're going to go ahead and run through our official starting grid here. And starting from the pole position will be Seth LaCroix in the number 88. To his outside, Connor Price will start second, driving the number 48. And rolling off the inside of row 2 in third, Dawson Price driving the number 24. Hunter Geyer to his outside in fourth, driving the number 2 machine. In fifth place, we have Jackson Sibley driving the number 20. Wesley Carter will start his outside in sixth, driving the number 23. To the inside of row 4, Jerry Ward driving the number 89 machine. Omar Rodriguez Jr. will start to his outside in 8th, driving the number 92. Joshua Edmonds will start 9th tonight, driving the number 17 machine. Joined by Joseph Truskowski to his outside in 10th, driving the number 57. Eric Rodeman will start to the inside of row 6 in 11th, driving the number 96 machine. And Joseph Miller will be starting 12th, driving the number 16. And rolling off 13th will be Russell Abbott, driving the number 4. Mark Morton will start 14th, driving the number 45 machine. John Ross will start 15th in the 44. Tyler A. Green will start 16th in the 77 machine, and rounding out your field in 17th will be Chris Jones driving the number 76. So they make their way around the track. And the green flag is out. We are off and running. It looks like LaCroix was caught sleeping there. Connor Price jumping out to the lead early on. A big jump from Connor Price. And I'm not sure if that was a legal restart, but I do not see Connor being shown the black flag. So LaCroix falls to second. Hunter Geyer coming up to third now as Dawson Price will drop back to fourth. So LaCroix and Dawson Price battling it out for that third position. Dawson Price on the outside. Guy running the inside. He's going to, looks like he's going to hold on to that position for now as the 23 of Wesley Carter looking to get underneath of Dawson Price. And they will get it worked out single file for the time being. We go back to the back and look at Joseph Truskowski cracking the top 5 for the first time tonight. He did not get the qualifying run he wanted, but showing speed here through the first 6 laps. Up to 5th, working his way by Wesley Carter there. And just behind them, we do see that 20 of Jackson Sibley to the inside of the 45, Mark Morton. Morton going all the way up to the high side in that Tyler Reddick paint scheme there. I had to do a double take and look over at my TV to make sure I was looking at the right race here. So the top of the field worked out single file. They're starting to get spread out now. Connor Price in firm control of this one. 0.3 of a second over Seth LaCroix, our pole sitter. You see LaCroix there tapping that outside wall. And looking back in the pack, Mark Morton has worked his way around Jackson Sibley. Morton currently our biggest mover of the race so far. And it does look like we have had 3 scratches from the race. Chris Jones, John Ross, Tyler Green not making the starting grid. Not sure what happened to them. As Morton continuing to try and drive to the front. He's into the inside of Wesley Carter now. Morton catching that apron. You saw him getting out of shape there. That's going to allow Wesley Carter to hold on to 7th place for the time being. But the way Morton is driving this, I don't think Carter has seen the last of him. Now 12 laps into the scheduled 30 for stage 1. And we'll check in with that 24 of Dawson Price. He's sitting in a very good position here right now. He's looking to take over the lead in the points. David Joyner a scratch from this one, as well as Tristan Haynes. Dawson Price needs a good finish here to really stretch out that lead, and he could be in a position where he could steal that championship away this week if he were to get some bonus points. But we do have his teammate here in that Guts to Go Racing 17 Chevrolet, Joshua Edmonds, currently 4th in points. Only 7 points back from Dawson Price right now, and he is gaining on him. Up 3 positions from 9th where he started. Looks like he is doing an excellent job of taking care of those tires tonight. And going back to look at Joseph Traskowski on his charge to the front, it looks like it has stalled out for the time being. He's sitting back there in 5th, not gaining a lot of time on Dawson Price right now. A couple hundredths of a second slower for Traskowski. And now down to 14 laps to go here in stage 1. Looks like the battle is on between Jackson Sibley and Joseph Miller right now. Sibley to the inside of Miller. It looks like Sibley's been struggling here as Miller's going to go by on the outside, working his way around Jackson Sibley. And Sibley dropping back to 11th, losing 6 positions here. I think Sibley just looking forward to the stage break and trying to get down pit road and make some adjustments. And Sibley going to tap that outside wall. Got to be careful there. The car's already not agreeing with him, and you knock that toe out of that car, your race could be over very early on in this one. We are going to go back to Joshua Edmonds in that 17 machine. He is up to 6th, but Mark Morton, we said we've been watching his charge to the front. He's worked his way around Wesley Carter now and gaining on Edmonds. Morton showing a lot of speed. And good evening, James, over on YouTube cheering on Dawson and Connor Price. James, you'll be excited to know Connor Price is our leader. He got the jump on Seth LaCroix on the initial start and has not looked back. Dawson Price holding on to 4th right now. Still faster than Joseph Truskowski, 0.2 of a second that last lap. And Dawson Price closing in on Hunter Geyer here. It does appear Hunter Geyer does have a little bit of a blinking issue here. He's going to have to get that taken care of. And Seth LaCroix also appears to be a little bit off the pace as well, allowing Hunter Geyer to drive up to the back of him. Now Dawson Price going to the inside of Geyer. And Price is going to clear Geyer. No issues there. Joseph Truskowski now closing in as well. And Dawson Price going to set his sights on his teammate now. When we look at the last lap times here, Dawson Price 0.2 of a second faster than his teammate Seth LaCroix, as well as faster than his brother, who's in the lead right now by about 1/10 of a second. James saying Hunter's using the cloaking device. I don't know if that's what you want to use out here. Using that cloaking device could get you into trouble. But Dawson Price to the inside of his teammate Seth LaCroix. He's going to clear him no issues, and he's got his sights set on his brother here. He is hunting for those stage win points right now. He really needs those points to open up that gap on David Joyner. And James saying the 57 of Joseph Truskowski was fast that lap as well. Truskowski showing a lot of speed. He stalled out there on his charge to the front. He gained 5 positions in a matter of just 2 laps at the beginning of this one. Seemed to have stalled out. Now he's taking care of those tires a little bit better than Hunter Geyer and Seth LaCroix, and gaining yet again. And Truskowski going to go to the inside of Geyer, and he's going to move up to 4th place. Looking back, Mark Morton still trying to close that gap with Josh Edmonds. But up front, Seth LaCroix working back around Dawson Price. LaCroix back to 2nd. But he's going to tag the wall there. That's going to cost that 88 car. And Dalton Gregson entering the chat, rooting for Hunter Geyer. Glad to have you back as well, Dalton. Hunter Geyer looks like he has used up those tires. We come down to 2 to go in the stage. He really needs this stage break to be able to get back down pit road, get some fresh tires. As Joseph Truskowski charging, he's looking to take 2nd away from Seth LaCroix. He's going to clear Dawson Price, no problem. And 1 lap to go here is Joseph Truskowski. He's got the nose out in front of Seth LaCroix, showing a lot of speed there on the bottom. Joseph Truskowski jumping out to 2nd, but Connor Price, no pressure out the back, 0.8 of a second lead as he goes through turns 3 and 4. And Connor Price going to take the stage 1 win here. Joseph Truskowski coming home 2nd, Seth LaCroix in 3rd. And they will slow it down. They will bring these cars down pit road to get them serviced. And we've been focusing a lot at the top, on the top of the leaderboard when it comes to points. But Joseph Truskowski currently 100 points back from the lead. A strong showing through stage 1. And it looks like Truskowski here to say that he is not out of this championship running yet. As he beats every other driver in the chase right now. And we're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick commercial break.
Every race car starts the same. Just a shell, waiting for identity. Because every car can race, but not every car gets remembered. Custom. Bold. Built to stand out. Bird wraps. Don't just race, be remembered.
All right, and we are back, folks. And it looks like we do have one driver staying out, Russell Abbott. In that 4 car, or 28 car, he'll show up as a 4 on your leaderboard. Not sure what the strategy is here for Russell. Connor Price is going to win the race off the pit road. Looks like 4 tires all around here. And the lights on the pace car are going to go out, and we get set up for stage 2 here. Connor Price going to take the inside. Dawson Price going to restart to his outside. Hunter Geyer in third. Mark Morton going to be restarting fourth. Looks like Joseph Truskowski in fifth. Joseph Miller in sixth. Josh Edmondson 7th, Eric Rodman in 8th, Jerry Ward in 9th, and Jackson Sibley rounding out your top 10. And it looks like Seth LaCroix had a little bit of an issue on pit road. Not sure what happened here. And Seth LaCroix looks like he drove through his pit box. A costly mistake there. As we get set up for stage 2. And the pace car is off. Green flag is out as they come through the restart zone. Connor Price getting the jump on his brother Dawson. Connor Price, excellent on these starts here. But Dawson not going to let him get away with that. So the top two getting out single file early on. Back here for third, Joseph Truskowski and Hunter Geyer battling it out. So Hunter Geyer going to hang on to third for the time being. Connor Price with a 0.2 of a second lead over his brother right now. And keep your eye on that 45 of Mark Martin. Oh, trouble. Caution is out. Looks like Eric Rodman and Joseph Miller caught up in this. So Joseph Miller getting out of shape there. Not sure what led to that. We'll try and get another look at it here. It looks like we're going to have to back it up just a little bit to see what exactly happened. Seth LaCroix, you see him gaining on Joseph Miller here. It looks like Joseph Miller just getting loose and tries to rein that car in. A hard hit to that inside wall. And we will get set up to do this all over again. Before that, we'll get in a quick commercial break.
From the track to the tech, Creative Castle keeps your code running as clean as your laps. We test real-world devices and digital platforms so your next release won't crash in turn one. At Creative Castle, we elevate your software with expert quality assurance and cross-platform testing. Whether it's native apps or networked hardware, we deliver precision-tested performance at scale. Behind every smooth app and smart device is a quiet castle. Creative Castle. We're the quality wizards and test knights who battle bugs and break bad code before it breaks your product. Creative Castle. Quality at full throttle. Your quest for quality ends here.
All right, and we are back, folks. Getting ready to get back underway. Connor Price, still your race leader. Dawson Price will restart to his outside. Hunter Geyer in third. Joseph Truskowski in fourth. Mark Morton rounding out your top five. And the pace car is off. Connor Price leading them to the restart zone. Green flag is back out. Connor Price going to take off there. And this time, Hunter Geyer is right there with him. He's got a nose to the inside of Dawson. Not able to hold on to it there. And now Geyer not going away into the inside of Dawson Price, putting the challenge on him. Dawson's going to hold second for that lap. I think Dawson might have just touched the outside wall. It's going to cost him some speed. And here comes Mark Morton on that outside line, working his way around Joseph Truskowski. And Seth LaCroix, after his mistake on pit road, is getting right back into it. He's back up to the top five now. Seth LaCroix looking to go to work on Mark Morton now. Morton really liking that high line, trying to do something different than everyone else. As Morton gets to the outside of Dawson Price. Morton going to get a run here. Dawson Price fending him off now. Mark Morton looks like he was thinking about a crossover move. But gonna go back to that high line, and that gets him to the outside of Dawson Price. Mark Morton now to third. As LaCroix looking to the inside of his teammate here as well. And I'm not sure what they did to that 24 of Dawson Price, but he is struggling in stage 2. Dawson dropping back to 6th, then here comes Truskowski to the inside of Seth LaCroix. And it's like these guys are playing leapfrog up front. A lot of changing positions here. But Connor Price continuing to open up that lead, and I think he's looking in his rear view and liking what he is seeing. All this battling going on back here. And just to look at the weather to see if anything has changed. Looks like it's cooled off by about 2 degrees here. Shouldn't be any major changes on track. But you can definitely see in the lighting from practice to now that sun is starting to go down. That track's going to go through some changes, and it looks like Joseph Truskowski having an issue here. And Joseph Truskowski saw him blinking out there. He ends up going off track, and we have not seen him come back up. Possibly an internet issue. I think that's plagued a couple drivers here tonight. John Ross, Tyler Green not making the show. We know there are storms moving across the U.S. right now. And I know down in Atlanta, NASCAR's got their eye on a couple of storms as well. So possibly causing some issues for some of the drivers here tonight. And look at our leader, Connor Price. Out to a half-second lead. Seth LaCroix was battling with Joseph Truskowski. LaCroix now takes over sole possession of fourth place. Dawson Price with Joseph Truskowski blinking out there and going off track. Moves back into the top 5, but here comes Joshua Edmonds. Edmonds trying to make up some ground in the points race here tonight. We've just made our way through lap 50 here. And the battle now on for fourth. Dawson Price getting to the inside of Mark Morton. Price going to clear Morton, and it looks like that top line using up Morton's tires a little bit more than the bottom line. And no, David Joyner is not here, James. Also, Tristan Haynes not present. Alex Pelican missing as well. So 3 of our chase drivers not making it to the race here tonight. And a quick update for you guys, real life NASCAR fans. Echo Park Speedway now under a weather delay. Looks like the storms have gotten the best of NASCAR. But that is all right, because we have got racing for you right here on the Rebel Racing Network. As Joshua Edmonds now trying to get to the inside of Mark Morton. And it looks like that top line has not paid off for Mark Morton here. And as spread out as these guys are, we have not had a caution for cause yet tonight. Or correction, 1 caution for cause here tonight involving Joseph Miller. But I don't know if we're going to get another one. And these guys may have to pit under green flag conditions here. Once again, that pit window about 38 laps, and Russell Abbott last pitted on lap 38. You see him there in that 28 machine, some right side damage, but if my calculations are correct, he is the only car out there that can make it to the end of this stage on no pit stops. And Russell Abbott, looking at his times, he is about a second off of the pace here of the leaders. Correction, a half a second, but way back in the pack. And he's not competing here for points. He is just competing for pride at this point. But he could look like a genius, staying out, taking the track position after stage 1, and then pitting at the first caution in stage 2. And if these guys do have to come down pit road for green flag pit stops, Russell Abbott definitely in a position where he could put most of this field a lap down. And back here for second, Seth LaCroix is now caught back up to Hunter Geyer, looking to put the pressure on him. Looks like a little bit more blinking out of that 2-car of Hunter Geyer. And Dawson Price sitting back there in fourth. Joshua Edmonds, though, making his way up to fifth. He has not had the season he was looking for. Seems like he has been about middle of the pack for most of the races, making his way into the chase, stringing together some bonus points, but a strong showing here for that 17 car. And an update on that 57 of Joseph Truskowski. We saw him blinking out earlier. He has not re-entered the track, and we're also showing Wesley Carter out of this one as well. So 12 cars remain as we come down to 14 to go in stage 2. And keep an eye on Mark Morton. He has just given up 6th place to Omar Rodriguez Jr. Those tires definitely hurting here. Now down to 11 laps left to go in this one, or in stage 2. And one thing that's got to be on everyone's mind right about now is the fuel. Can they make it to the end? The engineers on top of those pit boxes doing their calculations, trying to figure out if these guys can make it to the end. Omar Rodriguez Jr. sliding up the track, making contact with that outside wall. But everyone last pitting lap 32. And it looks like they are going to have to come down pit road around lap 72 or 73. That stage break on lap 74. They've got to be conserving fuel if they want to make it to the end on one tank of gas. Now down to 8 to go. Connor Price still in charge of this one. It looks like as Wesley Carter coming back onto pit road here. And we're being shown that he had jumped to the pits. Not sure what caused that. Wesley Carter getting back into this one. Going to be 7 laps down for that 23 car. Connor Price out there all by himself. 0.8 of a second of a lead over Seth LaCroix. LaCroix moving up to second. Dawson Price up to third. And it looks like Hunter Geyer has used up those tires and starting to fall here. And you can see that shade coming over this track now. That track temperature cooling off. It looks like some more cloud cover rolling in here. The air temperature still sitting at 77 degrees. But those shaded areas are definitely going to affect the way these cars drive. So we come down to 6 laps to go in here in stage 2. Now down to 4 laps left in this one. Connor Price still with that lead. LaCroix is starting to close that gap, though. And Dawson Price all over that back bumper of Seth LaCroix, but Wesley Carter getting involved in this. Wesley Carter got those tires changed. He is multiple laps down, but gonna be faster than these guys as they are down to 2 to go. And it looks like most of the field able to conserve the fuel to make it to the end of stage 2 without having to come down pit road. Connor Price turning it back up. Good indication that he is good to go on fuel. He's going to cross the line here. 1 to go in stage 2. Connor Price making his way through turns 3 and 4. He gets through it cleanly, and he is going to win stage 2. Connor Price cracking up those stage points, but not going to mean a whole lot not being in the chase. Once again, Connor Price missing the chase after missing a week. I believe it was due to a move that he was going through. I bet he's kicking himself now because he is having a night here. That's going to bring out our 3rd caution of the night for the stage break. And we'll go ahead and step aside for a quick commercial break.
It's race day on iRacing. The grid is set. Engines are rumbling. The chat is buzzing. The anticipation is building. But before the green flag waves, you need a moment that gets hearts racing. AERA Flyovers delivers cinematic, custom airplane flyovers for your iRacing or esports event, bringing real-world energy to your virtual track. Add a patriotic punch to your pre-race show, whether you're hosting a league championship, a memorial race, or just want to hype the crowd. AERA brings the thunder. Fully customizable, easy to book, stream ready, guaranteed to get your drivers and fans fired up. Because when the jets fly, everyone pays attention. Stand tall. Fly loud. Race proud. AERA! Visit AERA Flyovers on Discord or Facebook and bring the flyover experience to iRacing like never before.
All right, and we are back, folks, and it looks like Connor Price has run out of fuel on pit road trying to coast that car down to his pit stop. You saw Hunter Geyer in the side-by-side giving him a shot in the back, trying to push him up there. So we were concerned about the fuel, and it looks like Connor Price, a slight miscalculation, forgot about the caution lap. That's going to cost him. Dawson Price, though, going to win the race off pit road. Seth LaCroix in second. Josh Edmonds in third. Omar Rodriguez Jr. in fourth. And Mark Morton in fifth. So Connor Price getting the fuel back in that car, getting it back going here. And how could I forget about bragging rights there, James? Connor Price looking for those bragging rights, but right now it looks like he might take home an award for an award that he doesn't want tonight. That was a costly mistake as we get ready to go back green flag racing now. Connor Price going to have to restart here from 7th. Back in the pack, and it looks like I don't believe Hunter Guy ran out of gas. I think he just got stuck behind Connor on the on pit road and had nowhere to go and got held up there. And the pace car is off as we get ready to go back green flag racing. And the green flag is out. We are back underway. Dawson Price with the lead. He gets the jump on Seth LaCroix. And they get single file here early on. The Apex Racing team running 1, 2, 3, 4. Hunter Geyer with an excellent restart, as well as Connor Price. And Connor trying to show some speed here. He's going to get underneath that too of Hunter Geyer. So Connor not able to get by Hunter Geyer quite yet. They do have Mark Morton filling up their rear view as well. It looks like Joshua Edmonds getting alongside Seth LaCroix, though, battling now for second. Edmonds really needs those points. He currently sits 4th in the points running. 50 points behind David Joyner coming into this one. And only 7 behind Dawson Price when they came into this one. But Dawson Price gonna get those stage points over Josh Edmonds. Edmonds really needs to get up here and lead a lap. His teammate Dawson Price not going to want to let him do that, though, because they are, yes, they are teammates, but they are both competing for a championship. And when they come out of this one, they'll be running 1-2 in the point standings. And an update for you NASCAR fans. Looks like the heavy rain still continuing to fall down at Echo Park Speedway. But no rain here. As Dawson Price continuing to lead this one, but Josh Edmonds looking strong, and he's running that middle line. We know there's a lot of speed up there, but it's going to chew up those tires a lot quicker. Now, if I'm Edmonds, I don't know if I really want to be up there on that top line quite yet. You were within 2/10 of a second of Dawson Price up front. I would save that top line till the very end of your tire run when you know you have to come down pit road here and try and push the issue there. And try to hold on to those tires for as long as possible. Now look back at Connor Price there, currently running 6th place, still trying to find an opportunity to get around Hunter Geyer. Hunter Geyer has got up to the 92 of Omar Rodriguez Jr. Geyer looking to the outside now. Not going to be able to make the move though. So get it sorted out, single file down to 48 laps left in this one. We see Omar Rodriguez Jr. now trying that top line, trying to get some distance built in between him and Hunter Geyer. Rodriguez Jr. currently sitting 8th in the point standings. Dawson Price continuing to open up that lead over his teammate Joshua Edmonds. We will go back to Hunter Geyer and Omar Rodriguez Jr. Geyer still trying to find a way around him. I think for Hunter Geyer and Connor Perez, they want a shot at getting back into this one and getting into contention to win this race. They've got to make the right decisions when it comes to pit road. That pit window going to be open here in just a matter of 4 to 5 laps. And the question is, when do you pit? Omar Rodriguez Jr. there tagging the outside wall. Hunter Geyer's got to go low to avoid making contact there. But that does allow Geyer to get to Rodriguez's inside. Rodriguez gets the run down the front stretch. Geyer going to put it all the way down on the apron. neck and neck as they cross the line. Now this is Geyer's opportunity to clear Rodriguez Jr. Not going to be able to do it, and just in front of him, LaCroix has just passed Edmonds. Rodriguez working that top line, but about middle of the run, those tires starting to go away on Omar Rodriguez Jr.'s car. And the battle back on in front of him as well as Joshua Edmonds to the inside of Seth LaCroix. LaCroix now into that outside wall. There's Geyer going to back off of Omar Rodriguez Jr. for now, but here comes Connor Price looking to get aggressive. Hunter Geyer going right back to the inside of Rodriguez as well. And James Price saying clean air makes a huge difference. And Connor running out of gas under the pace lap. Definitely hurting him in that last stage. All right, so Geyer gets around Omar Rodriguez Jr. Josh Edmonds, looks like that battle with Seth LaCroix has come to an end for the time being. And that pit window has just opened up for these drivers. And I think at this point it's pretty safe to say that these drivers are going to have to make green flag pit stops here. So the question is, at what point do you come down, Dawson? Looking at the lap times here, the times have fallen off by about a second. Dawson Price sitting at a disadvantage for the time being. Because most of these drivers gonna want to pit before him to try and get a couple laps on fresher tires and open up a gap over Dawson Price. And wait to see what he does. Hunter Geyer, Connor Price now waiting in the wings, fourth and fifth. Those two have been very fast all day. That mistake on pit road and those fuel calculations for Connor Price costing both of them. They've got to figure out a way to get back into this one. I think short pitting, getting down pit road before those three guys in front of them would be what makes the difference for Hunter Geyer and Connor Price. Don't want to go too soon, but we're down to 35 laps left in this one. So Dawson still with that 0.8 of a second lead, not gaining or losing to Josh Edmonds for the time being. Their last lap times absolutely identical. And here comes Connor Price down pit road, and unfortunate for Connor Price, caught speeding on pit road. The struggle is going to continue for him. Oh, the way he caught that apron, he got that car sideways. I think once he got that car sideways, he just didn't want to get on the brakes for fear of losing it and going to be shown the black flag. So he's going to have to hold on pit road as his brother Dawson going to come by him, put him a lap down. And you see Connor there holding Mark Morton now coming down on pit road. And James Price saying if he's the leader, he'd surprise him by coming early. Don't give him a chance to short pit him. I think that is the right move, but it's all right, James. I don't listen to my dad either because Dawson is still out there going. Looks like Mark Morton actually going off track as well. Oh, Morton struggling to get on pit road. So multiple issues trying to get on pit road. Seth LaCroix coming down now, and he's going to get on pit road cleanly. I think he took it a little bit slower than those other two guys. I think Josh Edmonds thought about coming down pit road because just like that, that lead has opened up, and it might have been that lap car, but Edmonds very slow. Hunter Geyer going by now. Dawson Price going to come down pit road now finally as well. Hunter Geyer going to go to the lead. And battling out with Omar Rodriguez Jr. You see Geyer putting it right there at the bottom. I think he wants to get down pit road here. Geyer going to lock it up, but he was below pit road speed. No black flag for Hunter Geyer. And I'm sure I'm going to hear about it on the Thursday night broadcast when he's up at the booth with me if I catch him messing up here. Good pit entrance by Hunter Geyer. Now Omar Rodriguez Jr. going to come down pit road. Jackson Sibley looks like he's going to go to the lead here. After all that, it looks like Seth LaCroix going to come back out. We'll cycle back to the lead once everything is said and done here. 27 laps left in this one. All right, now down to 25 to go. Seth LaCroix going to cycle the lead. Jackson Sibley staying out, and it looks like these last four cars, Sibley, Abbott, Joseph Miller, and Eric Rodeman, are going to try and stretch this run just as long as possible here. And I tell you what, seeing all those struggles that we had getting onto pit road, it wouldn't be too crazy to think that one of these guys does slip up and comes back up on track, bringing out a caution. So maybe what those top four are hoping for. It's Rodeman now going to give up the position to Seth LaCroix. Rodeman off the pace here by about 2 seconds. LaCroix is coming fast, though. And look back at Dawson Price trying to catch up to his teammate Joshua Edmonds. Edmonds just a hair faster than Dawson Price that last time by. Jackson Sibley now letting Mark Morton get his lap back. Sibley last pitting lap 76. And Sibley's teammate Hunter Guy are now pulling up to his rear bumper. Hunter Guy are going to go back to the lead lap. So Sibley, Abbott, Miller. The only ones left to pit, Eric Rodman now coming down pit road. So we come down to 20 to go in this one. And Sibley stretching this run out 40 laps. Joseph Miller also coming down pit road. I think Sibley has stretched it just as far as he can. He's going to have to come down pit road, but he's going to drive on by. I tell you what, someone's going to need to check the fuel lines on that car, because he is stretching this fuel out just as long as he possibly can. And now Sibley going to come down pit road. Russell Abbott, he is backing it down through that corner as well, trying to get that car down pit road. So Seth LaCroix going to go back to the lead here. And LaCroix needs this win. He said he needs to win out. He's secured some stage points here throughout this one. And with David Joyner missing this race, LaCroix going to get right back into it, into the competition for the Cup. But Josh Edmonds and Dawson Price are going to be right there as well. It looks like Dawson Price is going to, if this race were to end right now, Dawson Price would be your points leader at the end of this one. But we still do have 17 more laps to go. Oh, caution is out. Russell Abbott going around. And that is going to shake things up, folks. Russell Abbott going around. Looks like he had an issue possibly coming off of pit road. We'll go back and take a look, see what happened here. And you see him exiting pit road, trying to get that car up to speed. And I'm not sure how the steering is on that car. Yep. And it looks like he just got a little bit too aggressive, hit a patch of concrete that he really didn't want to, and he sends it around right in front of everyone, manages to keep it there on the apron, not to get into anyone. And you can see the different color of the concrete there, and I don't think that surface was meant for him to be driving on. That's going to change everything up, as now everyone coming down pit road here. Jackson Sibley going to stay out. And Sibley looking like a genius now. He only pitted about 3 laps ago. He's going to get the track position here and still on those fresh tires. Connor Price coming down pit road as well. I'm expecting to see 2 tires out of Connor Price as he tries to get some sort of track position back after his mistakes. No, going to go with 4 tires. Seth LaCroix going to win the race off of pit road. So when the green flag drops, Jackson Sibley will be your leader. Seth LaCroix in second, Dawson Price in third, Omar Rodriguez Jr. in fourth, and Josh Edmonds rounding out the top 5. And LaCroix taking 2 tires, Dawson Price taking 2 tires, Omar Rodriguez Jr. only taking 2. Then Joshua Edmonds takes 4. Everyone else on back on 4 fresh tires. And we know one thing from Seth LaCroix, just how dangerous he can be on only 2 tires. He's won a lot of races with that strategy. We're going to see if it pays off here tonight. Jackson Sibley on 4 fresh tires, and he's already got those a little bit warm. Jackson Sibley last pitting lap 105. So, correction, it looks like about 10. I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Jackson Sibley last pitted lap 117. LaCroix pitting on lap 120 here. Only 3 laps. So Sibley, he's got an advantage here in control of this restart. It'll only be 13 laps left to go here. And he could open up that gap right from the jump on those warm tires and being in control of the restart. The pace car is off. Green flag is out. We are back underway. Sibley getting the jump. He goes right to the lead. Dawson Price to the inside of Seth LaCroix. LaCroix going to give Dawson a shot in the back. Jackson Sibley, he didn't get that car all the way to the outside. Dawson Price going to the lead now. Jackson Sibley battling back there on the inside and 3 wide racing behind him. Not the restart Sibley needed though. He's been a back marker. Seemed like all day he needed to open up that gap early and make these guys work to get back around him. Now Dawson Price looking to the inside. And here comes Hunter Geyer into the mix with Seth LaCroix as well. Dawson going to clear Sibley. Geyer pulls up to that rear bumper of his teammate, and that checks Geyer up. So Dawson Price driving away with that lead right now as Jackson Sibley holding both Hunter Geyer and Seth LaCroix up. Oh, Hunter Geyer's going for a ride through the infield right now. I think he made contact with Seth LaCroix there. No caution. Green flag still out. Heavy damage to that 0-2 car. And he's going to fall lap down. And I'm pretty sure Hunter Geyer has blown his engine there. We go back, take a look at it. Yep, and Geyer looked like he was trying to keep it off of Seth LaCroix. Still made contact and had that wheel cranked all the way to the left. That's just going to send him around. If I'm not mistaken, I think that happened last night too in the Atkins 125. So LaCroix going to take over second. Dawson Price with a firm lead as we are down to 7 to go. Josh Edmonds moves to third. And Omar Rodriguez Jr. in that outside wall now. Mark Morton going around. That's going to bring out the caution. So it looked like that all stemmed from Omar Rodriguez Jr. getting in the outside wall. We're going to ride along on the hood of Mark Morton's car here. One more look at that. And here comes Hunter Geyer into the chat. Hunter, get up at the booth and help me call the rest of this one. And I do believe Mark Morton able to keep that car clean, though. He's going to get some fresh tires and get right back into this one. And we're going to go ahead and make Hunter Geyer help us out with calling the end of this one. Hunter, it's Austin up at the booth. You got me?
What's up, man?
What is up, man? Take us through what happened there with you and Seth LaCroix.
Yeah, I got super tight coming out of the corner and tried to hold it down. I think AERA really played into it off of Jackson, and yeah, I got tight up into Seth, and that just kind of sent me down the track, and I had nowhere to go, man. The bad luck continues. Which is kind of sad because I felt like I had a good bit of speed that last run there.
Yeah,
it's just sad.
Well, we could look on the bright side. You didn't mess up on pit road tonight.
Yeah, that's the only thing going for me. It's just, it's frustrating, man. That's again another AERA race I haven't finished on a lead lap, and it's just like Lady Luck has just had it out for me this entire season.
All right. Well, we do understand, but we know we'll see you back here next season. Hopefully, looking stronger, and the luck goes your way next season. So,
yeah, we'll see. I mean, Bristol's coming up next, so we'll see how it goes.
All right. We do know how much you love Bristol.
Yep.
All right. You want to hang out and call the rest of this one, or do you have to get back and hop on someone's pit box?
I'm gonna head out for the night, man. I'm done.
All right, buddy. We will catch you back here on Wednesday night.
Yep, sounds good, man. Take it easy.
All right, you too. All right, once again, that was Hunter Geyer, but they are doubled up, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. The pace car is off. And the green flag is out. Dawson Price going to get the jump on Seth LaCroix. 3 laps left to go in this one. So Omar Rodriguez Jr. trying to work his way around Jackson Sibley. Mark Morton getting a great restart there after being the last caution. He's already back up to 4th. So Dawson Price going to lead them to the line. 2 to go. Single file up front. Seth LaCroix doing everything he can to try and get by his teammate. Back in the pack, Josh Edmonds taking the high line along with Mark Morton. Morton in the outside wall. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Next flag will end the race. LaCroix going to try that high line to get a run here through off of turn 2. It does not look like it is going to work out for Seth LaCroix, though. And they come to the checkered flag. Dawson Price going to take the win at Kansas. Seth LaCroix coming home 2nd. Josh Edmonds in 3rd. Dawson Price going to bring it around to the start and finish line, and he's going to burn it down. All right, James Price, a very proud papa in the chat. Dawson's first in a series cup race, 2 races to go, and with the points lead. A lot to be proud about. We're going to go ahead, we'll hear from him here in a second, but we're going to kick off our interviews with our 3rd place finisher, Joshua Edmonds. Josh, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
All right, man. Congratulations on a podium finish. And I tell you what, man, it feels like it's been a little while since you've been up here in the booth with me.
It has been. It has been. I've, not performed to my, running out of gas doesn't help, and just mistake after mistake, it seems like. But really happy for Dawson, and glad to be back up here on the podium.
Well, glad to have you back up here, and maybe not the season you were hoping for, but you still managed to make it into the chase. You were sitting here in 4th coming into this race, and looks like you're going to move probably up to 2nd now after David Joyner and Tristan Haynes failed to make the start. So What are you looking forward to these last two races, and what's it going to take for you to get ahead of your teammate Dawson Price?
Well, it's going to take you know, a lot of practice laps. Bristol and Homestead are both tracks that you got to put the work in throughout the week to have the speed on those tracks. There's a lot of chaos on both of them, so it can get sketchy quick. So hopefully we can have a good week of practice, put a bunch of laps in, and feel good with my speed. I haven't really felt great with speed for most of the season. There's been some races I felt better than others, but this week I again still didn't feel great. Didn't get enough laps in during the week, but again, really happy for Dawson. He's way too fast to not have a win yet in this league, and seems like he's had a series of bad luck as well. So super happy for him, and I felt like I had a stronger run in the second part of this race. I got by Seth in the second stage, and cleanly, and then he got back by me during maybe it was the third stage, but during the pit sequence, I kind of screwed up, got loose, and screwed up there at the very end of that stage before I pitted. So kind of bummed about that. And then dirty air is so hard to fight here. So when you don't have the track position, it's tough.
All right, and we definitely understand that. We are going to let you get on out of here. Start looking forward to Bristol next week. Before we do, though, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I thank my mom and dad for watching. Anybody else who's out there rooting me on YouTube or Facebook. It's a lot of fun. I want to thank the Apex guys, and Austin, thank you. You put on a great show. Thank you.
All right, we appreciate it, buddy, and we will see you back here next week for Bristol.
See you later.
See you. All right, and once again, that was Josh Edmonds coming home third tonight. We're going to move on to our second place finisher, Seth LaCroix. Seth, it's Austin up in the booth. You got us?
I gotcha.
All right, man. Congratulations on yet another podium. We talk. We know you thought you had to win out to be in championship contention at the end of this one after some mistakes earlier on in the chase, but David Joyner and Tristan Haynes both missing this one, and you definitely racked up some stage points. Does this change your outlook on the chase?
I mean, definitely tightened it, but of the three tracks, this is my favorite. Just never had dirty air that be as strong as it was today. Like, it was just, there was nothing you could do in second place, except like you could pass the leader on the first lap, like when you're close, that's like your only chance, but it was very frustrating. It's normally why I like this track, because you can make it work, but the winds were like 19 miles an hour, and it was hitting really hard in the middle of 3 and 4, and so kind of only really had one lane there, and it was tough. I'm super happy for Dawson. If it was pretty much anyone else, I would have given him the bumper coming to one to go. I definitely had the momentum, but like, there ain't no way. Dawson been super fast all season. Very glad to see him get his first win.
All right, and we know there's a lot of people up in the chat glad. James is very vocal up in the chat, glad about Dawson's first win. But you you did mention the dirty air. I want to go back to that for a second. So, we watched you through stage one. You were up front most, the whole entirety of that stage, and then had a miscue on pit road, rare miscue, I must say. How tough was it to drive back through the field after driving through your pit stall?
Well, no, that wasn't the miscue. The miscue was me smacking the wall, giving myself a minute and 10 seconds of damage. But because Connor was, I don't know if it came across the booth, but he was mixing up his lanes, just aero blocking the piss out of me. Like, I would catch him, and then so I would assume he's going high, and then he goes low, and then I'd fall back and just burned up my shit. But I smacked the wall pretty good. So that part wasn't frustrating. I got back to second. I finished stage 2 in second, but there's just like an invisible wall. Just could not figure out how to have to break it. You know, it's pretty frustrating. But again, it was unfortunate Connor sped. You know, he actually ran out of fuel on pit road. That's what, I don't know if you guys realize that's what happened, but
Yeah, we did catch that.
and, so it was great to see him run up front and great to see Dawson win. So very unfortunate. I don't know where David is, but he's still going to be well ahead of me in points. So, but it will be tighter, that's for sure.
All right. Well, we will be keeping an eye on it, on that points race as we get in the last 2 weeks. We're going to let you get on out of here. Before we do, though, anyone you want to thank?
And just everyone for watching, and you for doing the broadcast. And see you next week in Bristol. That's gonna be a fun one. I hope. So.
All right, buddy, and we'll see you back next week for Bristol. Congratulations again. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. All right, once again, that was Seth LaCroix coming home second tonight, but we're going to move on to our first place finisher, Dawson Price, getting his first win of the season, and at probably the most important time you could. Dawson, saucing up at the booth. You got me?
Absolutely, man. Finally pulled it off. I don't know how long it's been, man. All the P2s, silly, goofy mistakes that would happen, and finally was able to put together a solid race and not really make any mistakes, and that's what you got to do to stay up there, you know.
Well,
super stoked.
Yeah, it definitely worked out. Wish we could say the same about your brother there, but you got the win here. Yeah, you got the win here tonight. Take us through the last lap battle, because if I that last caution, I believe you were you're about middle of the pack. LaCroix and Edmonds were out ahead of you, and you managed to make your way up to the front and take the lead here.
Yeah, earlier in the race, I want to say it was at the end of stage 2. Whenever I was able to get track position, I took 2 tires to get out there and kind of see how it was going to be. And running out there, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And then inevitably the caution did come out, so that's a little like, uh-oh. So go down to the pit with them. I took 4 that time because I didn't want to take 2 again and then the insides be worn to death. But and then we were out, and I think I started 3rd on that one. And I was behind Jackson Sibley, I believe who it was. And restart's pretty good. I got a pretty decent jump with him, and then we enter into 1, and I don't know if he got into the apron or if it was a little bit of the arrow. Like, I was running so close to him, and he got loose and bobbled, whatever it was, and I was like, I'm not checking up. Like, I'm so close. This could be the opportunity to get back out front. I've got 4. I know I can do it on 2, so with 4 I should be fine. And I jumped out of line there, and thankfully Seth didn't absolutely clobber into me and spin me out. But I definitely jumped out, and he bumped me a little bit, but we made it. Then from there, just trying to manage the gap. Then another caution comes out, and then from there it was just, hit all my marks I can for like a natural green-white checker, I believe it was, and just stay out front, good restart, no mistakes.
All right. Well, and this is a very important race here as well. So David Joyner and Tristan Haynes both not making the race. So this, I believe, is going to put you out ahead of them in the points standings. How excited are you, and how big was this to get the win here tonight when it comes to points?
Yeah, I'm definitely super stoked. It's really good to be in the points lead after I think I sat anywhere between 4th to 6th in the points through the season, and I couldn't put together a good race, or unfortunate things would happen, or I would just make mistakes. But been able to finally pull off a win in the next gen, which I don't have a win in the next gen in any league, yet alone with 2 more races in the chase. It definitely feels real good. It's definitely reassuring that I was like, maybe I fell off. Like, maybe I'm not as fast as I thought. But I just gotta keep putting everything together and keep going and keep trying to gather points. It's really unfortunate that Joyner and Haynes weren't able to make it. I know Haynes wasn't going to be home in time, and I'm not sure about why Joyner didn't make it, but that definitely is unfortunate. But I mean, we take the wins that way, but it's definitely huge.
All right, definitely going to be big, especially going into Bristol next week. But we are going to let you get on out of here. Before we do, though, anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, I want to shout out W for being a partner. Jumped on recently. Little jitterless energy blend, kind of like G Fuel, but definitely better. I want to thank them for partnering with me. Shout out to the team, Seth, Josh, for racing me clean and being up there with me and just having a good time, supporting me, everything. And shout out to the family for watching. And shout out to you up in the booth for kicking ass.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, buddy, and we will see you back. Actually, are we going to see you on Thursday night in Viscera?
Yes, I will be there.
All right. So we will see you on Thursday night in the Florida Academy Cup Series. Once again, that will be live from Nashville Super Speedway, and then we will be back here next Sunday night for the AERA Cup Series live from Bristol Motor Speedway. But congratulations again, and we will see you here on Thursday night.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And once again, that was Dawson Price taking home the win here tonight. We'll go through our official results here. Once again, Dawson Price takes home the win. Seth LaCroix finishes second. Josh Edmonds in third. Jackson Sibley will come home fourth. Mark Morton finishes fifth. Connor Price comes home in sixth. Omar Rodriguez Jr. will finish seventh. Russell Abbott in eighth. Joseph Miller finishes ninth. Eric Rodeman finishes 10th. Jerry Ward in 11th. Hunter Geyer will finish 12th. Joseph Truskowski comes home 13th after connection issues. Chris Jones will finish 14th. Wesley Carter in 15th. John Ross finishes 16th. And Tyler Green comes home 17th. John Ross, Tyler Green not making it into the actual race tonight. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you tune in next Sunday night for Bristol, 8 p.m. Before that, though, we do have the TCR All-Star Race live from Motegi. That will be Wednesday night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then right after that on Thursday, we do have the Florida Academy Cup Series live from Nashville Super Speedway. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in, and do not forget to hit like, follow, and subscribe.